December 21st, 2023. Guys, a very quick video. It's been a very hectic 3 days. Some pups got out. We had to get them back. Finally, all four of them came back in. We had one that came back this morning out of a 100-acre fishing camp behind us. So it's been very stressful and repairing a lot of fence because they were 9 months old now, and they are decided to dig under fences. So we've been repairing those, rounding them back up, and the pup that you see on the top of my YouTube channel, his name is Pepper. All of them came back the first day, which was Tuesday, within a couple of hours. But Pepper didn't come back that night or Wednesday night. But this morning he showed up at our front gate, and he was pretty freaked out. He didn't really want to come in. We actually chased him for an hour or two, and I was getting my drone ready to go back into the fishing camp where he was running until we noticed that his collar was missing, and so we didn't know what he had been through. But finally he came back, and we got him up and grabbed him up, put him in the Tahoe, and brought him home. And everything's fine now, but it was pretty stressful missing one like that. And when I wasn't trying to find him, we were trying to make sure that we didn't have this problem again. So it's been like daylight to dark, fixing fences and looking for puppies. But all five are back now, and the holidays will be very good because of that. But this video is important. Maybe a week or so ago, I did one about Israel wanted to build their own canal to bypass Egypt's Suez Canal right here. At that time, the Houthis, which are down here in Yemen, south of Saudi Arabia, and Yemen was, these Houthi rebels are basically, if I'm not mistaken, Iranian. But as that news came out, what happened was here in Yemen with the Houthi rebels, they were launching small rockets at designated target ships. We saw a couple of things happen like that and all that. But after the information come out, and I don't know what politically happened in this new world order that we're dealing with, but after the information came out that Israel was possibly going to move a canal up through the Gaza area, Yemen changed. They started using larger rockets and not only attacking just Israel or Israeli-born flagships, but just about anything moving. So BP Oil has shut down their Red Sea transports. Many others have, and it's one of the most important areas coming through the Suez Canal, again, back here where you can go straight to Asia without going through South Africa, that there is. And so with BP shutting down their transports, because what happened was the insurance rates for these ships skyrocketed the last couple of days because of the Yemeni attack. So and let me back up just a moment. Even if Israel did come through the Bay of Aqaba and through the Gaza area down into the Red Sea, they still had to deal with Yemen, which again is, I think, Iranian rebels. I'm not sure exactly how it works out, but right now they've bottlenecked this area. So everything is having to be rerouted up through the top here, out through the Mediterranean, back into the Atlantic, around South Africa. So BP's oil prices and gas prices are going to skyrocket. So is everyone else in the area. So you need to think about that. There's a kind of attack on the global system, both militarily and financial. It's getting really bad, guys. Credit cards now are being limited very quickly. In other words, I saw one report where someone had like a $10,000 limit on the credit card, and they needed a little bit more money. And we talked about this before, that people were going into big debt to pay off payments that they no longer had income to pay for, that they had gotten in deep trying to keep up with the Joneses, big houses in the suburbs, whatever it was, and that they had just about reached the credit card limit as far as 2 or 3 months, 4 months going down the road, and you're just dumping debt onto your credit card instead of actually paying it off. Well, now, this report was about someone had $10,000 credit limit on their card, and they were in debt, and they were paying off stuff, but suddenly as they were about to pay their bills, the bank said, you only have $800 that you can use on your card because you owe this back amount. And when they usually would extend it, roll it over, and things like that. And this is happening everywhere, guys. And so one of the big schemes now is this buy now, pay later. And if you're doing that, get that paid off very quickly because they're going to use it against you. It's almost like a debt trap. And so be careful with that. But what I want to say about this situation is the price of gas. So it would be a very good idea, just not only on gas but other things, keep your vehicles filled up as the prices are still semi-low. And it wouldn't hurt to have some backup fuel if you needed it. Also, it's going to affect everything. You've got a lot of other materials that are shipped out of the Mediterranean that would normally go through the Suez Canal back to Asia, and from there, and not going around America either, going straight across the Pacific over to California and the West Coast there, guys. Prices are about to jump. Now, finally, again, we got, I think, our fence situation semi-situated, and our pups are all back in, and maybe I can concentrate on some of the things that I'm keeping an eye on while I sit down and take a break, but have not had the time, again, to mentally get some information out. And probably you can tell it in this one, but as we're watching it, it's a heads up. This is going to affect the prices of everything at a very critical moment in history. Now, the situation in Israel may be winding down as far as the war between Israel and Hamas. They rounded up a lot of people, and it's been very deadly, over 20,000 casualties in Gaza, mostly civilian. But that may wind down, and that could be, again, one of the reasons as far as the 20,000 civilian or casualties there, that the Houthi rebels have intensified their attacks in the Red Sea. But we got to always think out of the box. We've seen things that happened that were blamed on many nations, but it had a political point to it. In other words, who is really behind the attack in the Red Sea? Who is shutting down trade around the world, increasing prices? The major oil companies and the major banks run the politics. So think about what I'm saying. It's kind of like 9/11, things like that. You understand what I'm trying to get to. But tomorrow I will maybe get some sleep tonight and do a little more cognitive video. Just think about what I'm saying, guys. It's a heads up. Be safe.